Good evening, everybody. I'm still trying to collect myself here. That race was insane. My heart was legitimately pounding all the way through those last two stages. Big GG to West Point Steve. I'm so happy the race was that close. Like, very, very worthy opponent. Y'all should definitely give him a follow. Go follow West Point Steve. Whew. And yes, for tonight, following my Batman Returns race, I'm going to have a couple of games that were very early speedruns for me to continue with our SNES block. We've got a lot of SNES games coming up for you all here shortly. Had a little bit of time to fill, so first I'm going to be starting off with, I think, the first SNES game that I chose to speedrun, and that was X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. But I'll talk more about that once we get started at 3, 2, 1, go. I didn't get cutscene skip, it's a bummer. So this is, some people call it a beat 'em up. I don't really look at it that way. I guess it could be considered one because, you know, it has screen advancement through the word go, which, I mean, that's the hallmark of any arcade title. Thanks for the update, Ant. To me, it's more of a side-scroller that happens to have a really complicated moveset. Every character you can play as in this game has a Street Fighter-style moveset, like the slide that LRock617 is doing. LRock617's the first character I always started with just because her stage is the most random. She also tends to have some execution issues, and that's just inherent to the character. Her moveset overlap is pretty real. Not bad. Yeah, this game's awesome. It's from the development team that put together the Mega Man X titles, particularly the first one. Got that. Oh, guy's shimmying. I don't like that. There we go. Got a recovery. Gave me the grenade. That's good. We're going to work our way up here, and this is where the first bit of RNG comes in. Got this silly robot who can lunge at you with a number of different attacks, and sometimes he can just fly off screen, and that's always fun for you. I'm actually going to delay my inputs here a little bit. Not a perfect fight. I did drop at least one move there, but it still worked out okay. It didn't take a hit. Taking a hit from that guy is pretty devastating. It costs you a lot of time, and it does a lot of damage. So not too bad. We're going to escape the quaking ground. These guys are really awful. Thank God for the hitbox on knee. Okay. There we go. Had to call an audible there. Okay, so on to our first boss. We got this Sentinel. Really, really big Sentinel. There's a strat that I hope is going to work. Sometimes it doesn't. He just decides to go to the left. This time he's being nice. That's pretty cool. Or not. Spoke too soon. Jump, please. Alright, that'll work. So ideally what we wanted to have happen was to be able to do those head stomps ad nauseum until the fight was over, but he decided to give us a little bit of a bad pattern there. On to Gambit. Really fun character to play, but unfortunately this is the only time we're going to be seeing him through the run. Primary form of movement's going to be this scissors kick, which is just disgusting. Very M. Bison style if you're Street Fighter familiar, but all this requires you to do is hold up and press Y. It's pretty silly. Such a brain-dead move for how good it is. Also, this music bops. Most of the music in this game is really, really good. Alright, this part's pretty tough. I'm going to keep quiet here. Okay. That part's really, really scary. If I miss one of those scissors kicks, then I actually take a death and I have to replay the stage. If you take a second death when you come back, that's game over. So, imperative that I be able to do that well. Standard beat 'em up elevator here. I'm mostly going to be trying to anticipate enemies from where they come from. Like that guy right there that I want to throw a fireball at. It's a card, but I refer to most projectiles as fireballs. It's a fighting game habit. I'm going to save this barrel for when these guys pop up here. And I can just combo this guy on the right. That works. There's actually a faster strat there that was discovered a few years back by yours truly that saves about 5 or 6 seconds, but it's both frame and pixel perfect, so it's really hard to do. I'm not entirely convinced it's RTA viable. Anyway, onto our boat. So, to explain something, when the game starts, it's actually treated like a Mega Man title in that the first 5 characters you play all have their own individual unique stage, and you have to complete those before you can continue with the rest of the game. That's really bad luck. Weird Contra-style boss here. Never quite agreed with this in a game like this, but it's whatever. Gambit can throw cards up, so at least he can fight it. But they designed it that way. Take out our helicopter pilot. Hey, pole dance pose. There we go. Good times. So now with LRock and Gambit stage out of the way, we'll move on for the rest. Play with our buddy Logan real quick. Wolverine's actually one of my favorite characters in this game to play. His moveset is so much fun to work with. He's also the only character that can climb walls, though Beast can climb ceilings, technically. I don't really consider it a climb, but, you know. Do this quad dash. This thing does a lot of damage, so I use it for grouping damage quite often. A little bit of some Ninja Gaiden here. Good clips. Wanted to jump a little bit earlier than that, but that's okay. There's actually a couple different patterns you can do for this mini-boss. I actually think this is the second best one, but I'm not unconvinced that the fastest one requires some good luck. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but that one's consistent for me, so I always do it. Okay. Take this guy out with a dive. We don't even have to worry about him. We'll work our way up here. Dive our way down. Sentinel here's pretty easy. Just gonna do these dive animations. I think the actual fastest strat is to use a Dragon Punch for the last hit, but that's kind of hard to do. Dive's a little bit easier. Anyway, pretty easy fight. Really consistent, nothing random about it. Just get out and move on. On to our old friend Dr. Hank McCoy. Gonna be seeing a lot of the boy in blue here. Beast is quite good. Easily the best character in this game. Primary reason is his damage output is just disgusting, particularly with his headbutt. Headbutt can hit twice at close range with proper proximity. It's pretty precise, and it generally comes into play on bosses, but it's good enough to make him the most powerful character in the game by far. He's also really good because he has the jump punch infinite. Oh, jumped too late there. That was unfortunate. Kill this thing. That was really good until it wasn't. Knock this guy out of the way. Be mushing our way through here. I do not know what's going on with those flashes. So my apologies for that. Flashcart must be acting weird. Oh well. Anyway, climbed our way up. Gonna have this boss. We've got 3 of these things to fight, and we have a consistent combo we can do on all 3 of them. Nailed the first one pretty well. Got the second one. Not bad. And air guitar pose. Good times. On to our last Mega Man stage, gonna have Scott Summers, by far the worst character in this game. There is just simply no reason to use Cyclops outside of this first stage. Doing lots of jumping. I actually don't know if jumping is the best form of movement for him yet or not, but it's gotten me pretty far, so I'm gonna keep doing it. We are gonna slide off these platforms though. Slide ordinarily is bad unless you're doing exactly that. It has essentially no forward movement to it at all. How he got slide this bad in a game where LRock got one as busted as hers is, I'll never understand, but here we are. Take out these 4 mini bikes. Go to Disney World. I call it Disney World because Cyclops just looks so excited when he's jumping up and down like that. You can't get some bad luck there if that green guy decides to jump. Nice hit there. Fall on the bridge. By the way, he's just fine after falling, you know, good 40 feet in the air into the swamp. We'll waltz our way out here. Blast some guys left and right. As you can see, Cyclops' primary form of offense is just using optic blast. It's incredibly powerful, and his melee attacks are really bad, so we're just going to keep doing this. His jump kick has some use, but overall, yeah, not so good. Onto our train. Need to holler out yells real quick to see if you can suplex this train. Pretty easy boss. Blast it 6 times and it's done. You're moving on. Alright, now that our clears our initial stages out of the way, for our first, I guess we'll call it a Wily stage, we're going to be raiding a camp that's been infested by the Brood. There's actually 2 really good characters here. LRock is the old method, and it's the one I still use. But there's actually a really good route with Wolverine as well. LRock has a faster stage, but Wolverine has a more consistent boss fight, so it really just comes down to playstyle. They're both about the same in terms of speed, unless you consult the task, but that strat's impossible. Sliding our way through. Gambit also really good here. He can just scissor kick his way through all this, but he has a really bad boss fight. Bad in the sense that it's slow. He can actually cheese the boss really, really well, but it's just not fast. Nice. Need that there. Managed to avoid all those eggs. That was good. Alright, the boss here is a bit tricky. Very specific set of moves I'm going to be going for here. The first phase, okay, I hope. Very good. Be knees till the cows come home from here, for the most part. Very good. That was actually pretty close to perfect. Didn't get nailed by one brood mite, and that's very, very common to have happen there. Those brood mites, the little broods there, they swoop in and hit really often. So next couple stages we're going to be using Beast. As mentioned before, he is the best character, and there's just so much he can do to these stages that other characters can't. Take out these Fleamen. This stage is actually really short. It's just a quick set of enemies and a boss fight. Move on this way. Tusk can be a bit of a pain. Really hoping for a good opening hit there. That was good. You actually want to take that hit. It lets you damage boost your way onto that. Somewhat okay with that? No, less okay with that. That'll work. So that fight can go really wrong if he decides to duck the first hit. If you come in with the headbutt, sometimes he decides to just crouch and he gets iframes for it. And you just don't hit him. Really bad if that happens. Like, you definitely do not want that to happen. This stage is a little bit interesting. Got a quick corridor section we're going to be working our way through. Wasn't sure if I was going to nail that or not. A couple more. Sorry, 3 more. Can't count today. Alright, up we go. There's lava chasing us, so we definitely wanted to get out of there. Forward. Shout out to Cell 19, by the way. I did not want to get anti-air by that. Mistimed that a little bit. He moved off screen. If enemies move off screen a certain distance, they can actually get iframes for anything you do, as you notice there. Pretty trolly thing to do. Jeez, flashcards acting crazy. On to our boss. Here we have the name of the game, Apocalypse. Well, so there goes the 1 cycle. There's actually a 1 cycle you can do on this fight that I just missed like a pro. Just gonna get as much damage here as I can now. Gotta wait that out. Yeah, I had some bad execution there. When you start the fight, what you want to be able to do is make sure you can start a jump punch infinite, get your reps in, and then finish him off with a headbutt. And you can do that before he teleports. It's hard. Really, really hard. It's one of the hardest optimized fights in the game, but it's doable. So anyway, a couple of Danger Room fights here. Omega Red's pretty simple, but we are hoping for good luck. We need him to appear on the left 3 times in a row to get optimal RNG. Sometimes he appears on the far, far right, and then we really get trolled. Oh, hey, 3 left. Nice. Constipation pose. Wee. Chillin'. Another quick Danger Room exercise. This is still one of my favorite sprites in the game. Juggernaut just looks so cool. Also a quick kill associated with this fight that I'm going to go for. It's kind of tough, but see if we can get it. I didn't get it. Okay. It's fine. So what you want to do is, after the 3rd rep of jump punches, you have to duck. And if you're crouching on a certain frame window, he tries to grab you. And you can jump over the grab and then finish him off with the same thing I just killed him with there. Didn't work, though. I think I was a little bit early on that. On to our hardest stage. Now, at this point, no matter what character we pick, they also all have their own individual level. That was weird. I just pressing Y for some reason. Got blasted. Blech. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Every character has their own individual Avalon stage and boss. A little early there. All of them play very, very differently. Beast is the shortest, plus it's Beast. He's very powerful. I'm gonna move him back this way. Exodus only has to be reduced to half health to be finished. Kind of unfortunate I only got him on the 2nd cycle, but we'll take it. He's out of here. If you end up dying and come back with another character, you have to actually finish Exodus, like, drain him with full health. This is unfortunate. Yep, that was really bad. I missed an input and got hit. Alright, let's try it again. Man, they set me up for failure there. So what happened there was I dropped a headbutt input for some reason. I don't know why. And then, not only did that happen, but that's fine, I'll take that. In addition to that, I had an Acolyte spawn over the exact point where I didn't want him to, because that put him in position to shoot me and kill me. So, that sucks. Run this back. Got him 1st cycle this time, that's cool. At least I can show you all what that looks like when you do that. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious this time. What threw me off was I didn't think those guys were supposed to appear that early, so that was perplexing. Yeah, see, they normally wait that long. That's weird. Flashcard problems. Yeah, I don't know what to say there. That was definitely some input acting strange on my flashcard, so I don't know. That's really peculiar. Alright, I'm going to give this one more chance. This game does have a password system, so I can return right back to Avalon. Sucks I have to do it a 3rd time in a row, but give me one moment. That's really unfortunate. Can't say I've had that happen. Definitely be using a real cart for my next run. Looking for it. That'll work. Sorry about this, everybody. Can't say I anticipated this. Do this real quick. I think this is correct. Should take me right back there. I'm probably not going to be underestimated this time, but how much I can say there? Oh, it takes Beast out. That's perfect. All right. I'll go ahead and just call it on that. We'll say it should have been about this much time, but between the death and the flash cart failure, we'll just... Stuff happens. Certainly didn't anticipate anything like that happening, but I do have a real cart for my next run, so let's go ahead and get that, because we got a marathon to go with. So apologies, everybody, and I'll be back with the next game shortly.